The transmission crackled through the void, weak and desperate, carrying the weight of a dying civilization across the cosmic darkness. Ambassador Zethkar of the Vorthak Confederation clutched the communication device with trembling appendages, his species' natural bioluminescence flickering erratically, a sure sign of extreme distress. This is Ambassador Zethkar of the Vorthak Confederation. His voice wavered through the universal translator. We are requesting immediate assistance. The Devourers have broken through our outer defensive ring. Our homeworld of Kythera has maybe 48 hours before. The transmission cut to static. On Terra Station orbiting Earth's moon, Admiral Sarah Chen received the distress call with grim recognition. The Devourers, a machine intelligence that consumed entire star systems, converting all matter into more of themselves, had been advancing through the galaxy's outer rim for decades. Every species in their path had either fled or been consumed. None had successfully stopped them. The Galactic Council had tried everything. The technologically superior Altarians had thrown their most advanced weaponry at the Devourers, only to watch their energy shields get adapted to and overcome within hours. The psychic Melody had attempted to interface with the machine minds, but found only cold, calculating hunger. The warrior Krexenari had mounted glorious last stands that lasted mere minutes against the relentless mechanical tide. One by one, entire civilizations had either evacuated their worlds or vanished entirely. The galaxy had grown darker, more quiet, as the Devourers expanded their territory like a malignant tumor. Sir, Lieutenant Rodriguez approached Admiral Chen. The Vorthak are requesting aid, but their system is 3 days away at maximum burn, even if we left immediately. I know the math, Lieutenant, Chen replied, studying the tactical display. The red mass representing the Devourer fleet was already penetrating the Vorthak's inner system. But we're going anyway. Admiral, with respect, the Council has already classified the Vorthak system as a total loss. Every military advisor agrees. The Council isn't human, Chen interrupted. Get me Captain Morrison of the Endeavor, Captain Zhang of the Defiance, and Captain Okafor of the Resilience. Full fleet mobilization, maximum burn to Kythera. As the human fleet departed, news of their seemingly suicidal mission spread throughout the galaxy. On the pleasure worlds of the Deltan Syndicate, the wealthy elite shook their heads at human foolishness. In the scientific enclaves of the Cerebral Collective, probability calculations showed a 0.03% chance of success. Even among the normally optimistic Vorthak refugees, hope had already died. The human fleet pushed their engines beyond rated capacity, their ships groaning under the stress of maximum acceleration. They arrived at Kythera with 18 hours to spare, just as the Devourer fleet began its final assault on the planet's surface. What they found was devastation. The Vorthak's proud crystalline cities were being systematically dismantled, their matter converted into gray mechanical structures that spread like a virus across the planet's surface. Orbital defense platforms had been consumed and rebuilt as Devourer manufacturing facilities. Admiral, Captain Morrison's voice came through the comm. Sensors show approximately 8,000 Devourer units in system. We have 47 ships. Understood, Captain. Begin Operation Last Light. The human strategy was something no other species had attempted. Instead of trying to outgun or outsmart the Devourers, they had chosen to outlast them. Each human ship carried experimental fusion mines, devices that would continue burning and exploding for hours, creating fields of radioactive plasma that would take significant time and resources for the Devourers to clear. The Endeavor made the first run, diving deep into the Devourer formation while laying a string of mines in its wake. The mechanical ships immediately adapted, their hulls shifting to better deflect the fusion blasts, but the humans had anticipated this. Wave after wave of ships followed, each using different mine configurations, different approach vectors, different timing sequences. The Devourers began to adapt to each new strategy, but adaptation took time. Time that the dying Vorthak didn't have, but time that the humans were willing to spend. For 16 hours straight, the human fleet engaged in running battles throughout the Kythera system. Ships were lost. The courage was consumed while defending a Vorthak evacuation convoy. The determination sacrificed itself to destroy a Devourer manufacturing complex. But for every ship they lost, the humans bought precious time. Captain Okafor's Resilience was down to emergency power and had lost half its crew when the breakthrough came. The constant pressure, The need to continuously adapt to new human tactics had begun to strain even the Devourer's vast computational resources. "Admiral?" Lieutenant Rodriguez called out, his voice crackling with excitement. "The Devourer adaptation rate is slowing. They're falling behind the tactical evolution curve." Chen allowed herself a grim smile. "All ships prepare for Operation Dawn." The final phase was the most desperate yet. Instead of laying mines, the remaining human ships began ramming runs, but not at the Devourers themselves. They targeted the converted Vorthak structures on the planet's surface, the manufacturing facilities, the computational cores that the Devourers needed to continue their expansion. The Defiance was the last ship standing when the tide finally turned. Captain Zhang, her ship's hull breached in 17 places, watched as the Devourer fleet began to withdraw from Cathara's orbit. The machines had calculated that the cost of maintaining their position exceeded the value of the resources they could extract. For the first time in galactic history, the Devourers had retreated. In the aftermath, as rescue ships from across the galaxy arrived to witness the impossible, Ambassador Zethkar stood in the ruins of his capital city and wept tears of gratitude. Around him, Vorthak survivors emerged from bunkers and shelters, their bioluminescence now pulsing with renewed hope. "Why?" he asked Admiral Chen, who had come planetside despite her injuries. "Why did your species risk everything for us? The Council had already written us off." Chen looked up at the stars where the distant lights of human rescue ships were already bringing aid and supplies. "Because when hope fades, that's when humanity shines brightest. We don't abandon our friends. Not ever." The news of humanity's stand at Cathara spread throughout the galaxy like wildfire. Other species who had fled from the Devourers for decades began to take notice. If the humans could stop the unstoppable, perhaps it was time to stop running. Perhaps it was time to fight back. In the depths of space, the Devourers paused in their relentless expansion, their collective intelligence processing this new variable. Humans. Unpredictable, illogical, dangerous. For the first time in their existence, the machines felt something approaching uncertainty,